Have you ever thought that Pomni could have actually been a gamer in her past? In today's video, I'll be theorizing on all the circus members' past before they got trapped in the circus. And this video was presented by Fantasy Majesty 7833. So if you want your theory covered, comment them down below and I will take a look at them and potentially make them into theories. But shout out to Fantasy Majesty 7833, and this video will actually be a part 2 because I already did make a theory on their past lives before. And if you didn't know, this channel is all about covering the most basic theories to the most abstract ones. Let's get into it. Pomni could have been a gamer in her past life, or just someone who had an interest in comedy or entertainment, or even both. The reason that this theory could be true is because Pomni's a jester, and from common knowledge we know that jesters are people who worked as the quote-unquote clown, which could make fun of kings, because that was literally their job. So a jester is someone who is funny and entertaining. How does this correlate at all? If Pomni was a gamer with her having an interest in comedy and entertainment, wouldn't the jester role just be perfect for her? Because her interest transformed into her being a jester who is funny and entertaining. But that doesn't answer the question, how did Pomni get into the circus? Well, as she's 25 years old, she could have been in school and potentially even live in a dorm in college. And on that tragic day, there was a mysterious headset laying in her room, and as she's a gamer, she was definitely intrigued by the headset and wanted to try it on. But what she didn't know was that the headset would be a one-way ticket to a circus which she can presumably never escape from. And you might say that this is wrong due to her personality that we have seen in the circus, but she has literally only been in the circus for 2 days. So we just got to give it more time and we'll see the real side to Pomni. Let's talk about Jax. From his behavior and the actions that we've seen him, Jax could have been the cool senior in high school, the one that doesn't really care about his grades, and potentially a little similar to Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. He could have been the one that casually does graffiti on walls and essentially just mischief. And the reason for his behavior could actually be due to his family. They could have been negligent or even abusive towards him. So with all of that building up throughout his childhood, he slowly cared less and less about his actions and surroundings. So in time, he also played a lot of video games to distract himself from all the noise. But one day he stumbled upon a specific video game, which was the Amazing Digital Circus. So he took on a headset that was next to the computer, and that is when it all happened. But with him being transported into the circus, he was probably also lost just like Pomni. But one bad thing is that I also believe that his personality got even more enhanced in the circus due to the unrealistic reality. And we also know that Jax likes to hurt girls. So was he hurt, disrespected, or even abused by a girl or girls in his past life? Something that we will never know. And this leads me to the next character, Ragatha. We all probably see Ragatha as the caring mother of the circus members because she's kind and takes care of everyone. But what if she was actually a young mother in her 20s before she got trapped in the circus? In her past life, she could have actually been in a toxic family or even had a very miserable life. And with all of that in her life, she spent most of her time in front of the screen because that was her escape from reality. And I definitely understand the feeling of wanting to leave reality and just play games. So just like the scenario with Pomni, Ragatha one day wanted to be on the computer, and that is when she noticed a different headset laying on her table. As curiosity fell upon her, she tried it on and bam! She got teleported into the circus. And as she's 30 years old, being the second oldest character out of the circus members, we can say that she has probably been in the circus for a very long time. And with her being in the circus for a long time, she could have learned throughout the years to forgive and even care for the people there. Because as her years as a young mother, she could have been abused or affected by the toxic environment, which led her to spend more time on her phone than with her child. So with her learning to forgive and care for people in the circus, we see a quote-unquote product of her motherly love. So what she couldn't do in real life, she did in the circus, and that could potentially explain why she cares so much for Pomni. So now let's get to the old man Kinger. Kinger is 48 years old, and he has been in the circus for a very long time. He could have actually been an introverted man who collected insects in his past life. And we also have another character that we don't know much about, Queenie. Queenie could have actually been his wife in his past life. And with them being a bit older, the organization behind TADC could have asked Kinger and Queenie to participate in a new game, and that game was TADC, and that is when they were tested as lab rats. We know that Kinger has been in the circus the longest, but we don't see Queenie around, which means that Kinger probably succeeded while his wife Queenie abstracted. So, in other words, she died, which could actually explain Kinger's paranoia. The reason for him camping in pillow forts could exactly be that. He wants to feel safe because he got trauma from what he saw happen to his wife. But what about the insect part? Well, as he probably had an interest or even studied insects in his past life, he still remembers it, and that is why he sometimes says something about insects. And we're nearing the two last circus members, Subul and Gangle. So let's save Gangle for last and talk about Subul. She was potentially the emo or punk class member in her past life. Subul is kind of antisocial, and honestly, she radiates "my life sucks" energy. So she probably enjoyed being in her room and essentially just her own company. And just from her personality, she don't believe the whole sunshine and rainbow stuff and just accepted being teleported into the circus right away because she probably thought, this is my life now, might as well just deal with it. And to be honest, it suits her so well with that line. And as Fantasy Majesty 7833 pointed out, emos or punks are always stereotyped to be associated with death, which could be why the creators of TADC had her be the one to prepare Kaufmo's funeral. Now onto the last character, Gangle. Gangle could have been an actress in her past life because she might have had a passion for acting, but not everyone has a shiny career, because Gangle could have actually had a miserable life before she got trapped in the circus. Now, even though that she had passion and was an actress, she might have had it horrible, which led her to learning to mask her emotions to get through their day. And with all of the potential expectations from directors and family, she could have been put under the spotlight constantly, which is why she has learned how to mask her emotions. Because if she didn't, people wouldn't think that she was perfect. And as we saw in both episodes of TADC, she's very shy. So that could mean that Gangle was forced to perform on stage even though that she had stage frights. Well, this theory was just expanded on by me. But again, shout out to Fantasy Majesty 7833. Let me know what you think down below. Comment your own theory or something you want me to cover in TADC. Thanks for watching, subscribe and click on this video here.